Alright, so this is a product review for something that isn't actually created yet, and they're just wondering if they can get like campaigning for it, if they'd actually want it. So I'm just releasing this video to show you what everyone thinks of it, and give you your own like little support and tell me ways you can improve it and stuff like that. I'll give it a message to the creator. So for starters, the light is a ring light that also has a flood in the middle of it to give you a bit more options and variety when using it. I'll just quickly turn both of them off and show you what they look like individually. This is currently both of them being used at once, the ring light and the flood light. This is just a ring light now. As you can see, it creates this kind of spotlight effect on the wall behind me. I quite like this look, and I think it looks pretty good because it kind of puts the person in focus, especially for this type of video. Just like when I'm talking directly to the camera, it's very personal, you don't get distracted by the background. Okay, so this is a floodlight on its own. This was made just to put a lot of light out into one area, just to get the bit lit up, and then the others were meant to fill in and add to the scene. So you have one that lights up the entire scene, and then you have one that focuses on your subject like a ring light should. Okay, so before we get into this review, I just want to let you know this isn't actually how the product's going to look. This is just a demonstration to show you how it's going to physically look when it's on a camera, the actual functionality of it. The actual physical product, when it's made, is going to be more like this. It connects via a filter thread and goes directly onto the front of your camera. There's no more trying to mount it to a tripod or anything like that. It makes it nice and simple and contains it to a much smaller package. And the way they're planning on doing it so far, I'll just remove this just to give you a better understanding, is what they've done is they've shrunk the process down, which makes it cheaper for the end consumer. So basically what they've done, they've actually added a metal backplate, so it's easier and just lighter than a big lump of wood. And then they've added surface mount components, which makes everything just a little bit smaller, which is just nicer in the long run because it means it can be mass produced and be sold cheaper than it is now, currently, because the actual person who's designed it is thinking of the inking of the future and how it can then be designed. This also allows them to put much smaller batteries on it, because you don't want to be lugging something like this around. Number one, they're kind of dangerous, they're a bit of a fire hazard, so that's why this has been replaced with this much smaller, much safer battery. But for the time being, this is just how the light's going to look. Okay, so here we have the light, and as you can see, we've got 3 different sets of lights. And what the lights do is, there's 2 different dials on the front, and they allow you to go from different colour temperatures, because we have one that's 550 Kelvin, and one's about 230 Kelvin. And they're both relatively good lights. They have a CRI rating of 94, I believe, which is very high standard. Even some production quality ones don't go that high. So the actual LEDs are very nice LEDs. So currently I'm just having the main one in the middle powered by a 9-volt battery, just because that's a simple one to use. Like you see, you just have this big one, it's floods the room with light. It's very, very useful just for getting the area just lit up. Right? Just lights everywhere up nice and easily, quickly. Then the 2 second sets of lights on the dimmer switches. As you can see, you've got your cold white, wrong dimmer, goes up and down. And you have your warm lights. Now I'm going to cut to some footage that I made earlier where I'm comparing it to 3 different lights. And I'm going to show you these lights now. Okay, so the first light is this general stuff box. It's made by Cowboy Lighting, so just a generic lighting company you can find on eBay for under 50 quid. The second light is a newer ring light. It was a £40 light, so they're all well in budget and good comparisons to make alongside this light. So with the new light, I am going to test it with, this is being tested with the white LEDs, candle LEDs. Just to let you know, all images you have seen, none have been colour graded, none have been edited, because it's a review. It'd be very misleading for me to do anything like that to enhance any of the images over the other images. So these are stock, how they came out the camera. Okay, this is using the newer ring light. As you can see, it's quite a nice light. It's fairly priced, creates okay looking lighting. It's a bit weak on one side. It's not the worst light I've seen though. Like, I could happily use this. Another nice image. I believe her facing it helps this light a lot. It's not very good at different directions. So the more she faces it, the better the light looks and casts shadows. We tried it on a bit of a warmer setting. I don't really like it's warm that much. It's a bit too golden for my personal taste. You might like this though. Lighting is a preference after all. Okay, this is my light that I built now. So, as you can see, it matches her skin colour quite well, and there's not really any shadows on her face. It's just quite a nice, even lighting. As you can see, it's helped you make out a lot of detail in her face. In Shay's face, you can now see all the little freckles along the nose. It isn't blowing it out. Like, some lights add too much light and take away the detail. I like the detail in people's faces. Now I tried one of the other colours, and this is the golden one. I quite like how it's not too golden. It's just quite a nice balance. I tried them all just to show you what it'd look like. I don't suggest this, but if you ever want to try it, it might blow the person out a bit. Still a usable image, could be brought down in RAW, but I'm not going to do that for this situation. This is now with a softbox. As you can tell, it's a very, very nice image, very big light, very, very soft imaging. And it's just clear to tell that it's a soft image. It's kind of started to blow a bit of the actual features of the face out. It's a tad too bright. I'm not too keen on lights that are too bright, because when you get a light that's too bright, it's kind of a way for the photography to hide stuff. I don't want to hide the person's face. I want to accentuate it, not take away from it. But it's not an unusable image. Okay, so now I wanted to just change things up a bit. So if you look in the description, I'll link you to a video that I made a few months back on how to make this little portable pocket smoke machine. It's made out of a vape, some 9-volt batteries, and a air pump. And with it, you can basically just use it to create little smoky backgrounds, and which I just think adds a bit of atmosphere to the scene. Just makes it nice. If you need a bit of smoke and atmosphere for light to bounce off, I wasn't actually aiming for it. I just wanted to play around because I'd had her here all day and she was kind of getting bored, and it just added a way to keep the actual shoot sighting instead of just doing lighting over and over again. So I put it behind her just so she could hold it down and just keep it producing smoke. So it looks like she's breathing it out here when she isn't. But I caught that, and it could then be used in a different context. This is my favourite image. I like how it just kind of structures the image. Makes this nice. It's got the rule of thirds going on. It's just a well composed image. Didn't aim for that. The smoke to help me out. But yeah, if you'd like to see how anything I've featured is made, just go in the description below. I'll be there. There'll be links to the description, the creator of the light, and anything else you'd like to know. Just feel free to just comment below. And about this time, it overheated and it started making horrible noises, so we turned it off frantically. Okay, thanks for watching, and if you like the idea and you want to support the creator who's making it, just go down into the link in the description below and I'll have all of it there so you can follow through to the Kickstarter and all that type of good stuff. Alright, thanks for watching.